B'Shem Hashem Na'aseh V'Natzliach. B'Ezrat Hashem, we're going to learn about Reincarnation, GILGUL, brought in the Sefer of Pele Yoetz, written by Harav Eliezer Papa Olav Shalom. Emunat HaGilgul hi te'orer et ha'adam harotze leiten lev le'ir'a et Hashem ir'at ha'onesh ki yiten et libo ki rabbim mach'obim l'rasha umar me'od mimavet mikol chevlei gehinom. So believing that there is reincarnation, that the person's soul comes back to this world to complete its mission that never completed before, is something that would lead a person to have more fear of Hashem and to fear the punishments. Because after giving thoughts to this concept, which many things could cause a person to be brought back to this world, especially a Rasha, right, with his deeds. Chas v'shalom, knowing this fact is very mar me'od. It's very bitter. It's actually more bitter than death. Why? Because our rabbis teach us the person who comes back to this world as a reincarnation, as GILGUL, he doesn't know why he is here. So he might go through the whole lifestyle again, not knowing why he's here. But there are certain things that we're going to get to that would tell a person, would hint to a person what he needs to do. Because after all, if you don't know why you are here, if you know exactly why you are here, so boom, you have no more challenge anymore. You go straight to do what you need to accomplish, and that is not how HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to function. Hashem wants us to have bechira. Hashem wants us to have the power of choosing. And if it is crystal clear to us why we are here now, why we are reincarnation, that these days, according to Arizal, most of us are reincarnation. That our soul is not the first time that is in this world. Maybe it's the reincarnation of the previous life, or maybe 5 previous lives that we haven't been able to accomplish all the things that we should have accomplished, and Hashem gives us another chance. Now this is very big concept, and it's actually knowing that could be more knowing the fact that a person is reincarnated here could be even more bitter than going to Gehinnom. Why? Because going to Gehinnom, in a way, could be a solution. A person goes to Gehinnom for certain time. Gehinnom is in a way, is a washing machine for Neshamot. That all the difficulties that a person goes through in the world to come, in the section of Gehinnom, would clean his soul from all the averot and the bad things that he did. Now at the same time, going to the Gehinnom, 1 second of it is equal to all the hardship of one's life. That's what our rabbis teach us. So it's a difficult subject to think about, that there is reincarnation and there is Gehinnom, and which one is better. Hu ra'at ha-Gilgul, knowing the fact that there is a Gehinnom and there is GILGUL, and which one a person should choose. Sometimes it's better to come back as GILGUL, but a person should try to find out why he is back here as GILGUL, that he would fix himself. He would not do the same mistakes again. שתתגלגל נפשו בדומם, שומע, חי ומדבר. That a person can come back to this world in different ways. He could go back to another mankind, or could go to animal, or could go to a plant, or could go to stone. Now, depending upon how righteous that Neshama was, the GILGUL could be brought back in a way that it could easier to fix itself. Like they said these days, the Neshama of the Tzaddikim goes back as GILGUL in fish. Why fish? Because fish is under the water. Under the water there is no immodesty, there is not much of averot sins going on under the water, right? And also they say these days those babies that gets miscarried, right? Not by the means of miscarriage purposely, which is equivalent of killing in Judaism. In Judaism, miscarrying a baby is something that is not allowed unless under certain circumstances that there is a danger to the mother and the mother's life is being threatened, or some other unique cases there could be a miscarriage allowed. So they say that those babies that they don't end up living the full cycle of 9 months, lo aleinu wa lo alechem, they could have a Neshamot of a Sadiq. That Sadiq needs to come in the baby, in the mother's womb as a fetus, and this Neshama, by being there and the mother doing Tehillim and doing Berachot and so many other good things, could bring back the Neshama to its purpose. So there are many different ways of Gilgul. Ra'a Yoetz begilgulim minim uminim shonim, as we explained many ways, as it is explained in the Sifrei of Mequbalim. Now, Mequbalim, they have ways of understanding why a person is here as Gilgul, and most of them they would not reveal it to a person, because then again the concept of Bechira would not be there, that a person is supposed to choose between good and bad, right? ואפילו על עבירות שנראים קלות ודרשות בהם רבים, כגון המדבר לשון הרע שמתגלגל בכלב נובח. Even, right, person who speaks lashon hara, right, he could come back as a gilgul in kelev, in dog. Or our rabbis teach us, if a person married a goya, had illicit relationships with a non-Jew, could come back as a gilgul in a dog. There is a reason behind it. I don't remember the reason behind it. There's a reason behind it. I don't remember. V'simanach va'irara novach la. Rashet evod lashon hara. So va'irara novach la. Novach is called la. Rashet evod lashon hara. So there is a secret here that refers to a person who speaks lashon hara could come back as a gilgul. V'amistakel be'arayot ba begilgul nof hanigler ra'a. A person who looks at immodest ladies can come back in this world as a gilgul in a bird that is called ra. I think they call it lashkhor. Hamezane be'ira. Lashkhor, what the lashkhor does, flies very up there and finds dead bodies and eats it. V'siman ladavar lo taturu achare levavchem v'achare enechem asher atem zonim acharehem. Oh. Do not go after your heart. Do not go after your eyes, as our rabbis teach us. Eyes see, heart desires, and then there is zenut. Atem zonim acharehem, right? Of those who go back after zenut. So from here there is a reference to those who go after their eyes and heart. They could come to be with zonot chas v'shalom. V'harav ha'arizal ra'a pam achat nefesh chasid. Arizal once saw a righteous person. Echad shenitgalgel be'ez, that he came back as a Gilgul in a Ez. Ez, I think, is Murghabi or duck. Right? Ez is a duck. Ez. Izima, درست میگی. My mistake. Oh, correction. Ez. In a goat. Al shimesh mitato le'or hanel. He came back as a Gilgul in a goat. Why? Because he had sexual conduct, right? In a using a candlelight, and it was direct light, or more light than what is allowed. Vegaram kifya levanav, and it caused kifya levanav. I think that's a sickness. 1 second. Okay, so apparently kifya levanav here refers to this as the onus, the punishment got transferred to the children as well. Vekahena harbe mine gilgulim, and many other similar gilgulim. Kamewar be sifre hamequbalim, as brought in the sifre mequbalim. Tismar sa'arat enosh veyachish miflat bo beodo bechaim chayoto ad asher lo techshach hashemesh velo yoil charotato ki az nafsho tachil tiz'ag behavlaheha ki mar lah lenefesh هیوتا به گلگول به دومم سمیخ به ما و خیوط و افور و دگیم تحوریم و گم لو تحوریم و کل رمش آدمان. So basically, Rabbeinu Eliezer Papa is telling us, look, this really hurts to know why a person comes back here as a Gilgul, because it could go back in a bird, it could go back in a fish that is kosher, that is tahor, or it could be instead of a kosher fish that would be brought on the Shabbat table, so that this way it would be as a tikkun, that it would be fixed, right? It could, that neshama of Rasha could go and gets in a well, and who knows when this well would come to a Yehudi, or maybe they catch the well, they use the skin, they use it for some sort of a mitzvah, that this would get Gilgul. Or if it could go back, if it goes in a stone, and the stone ends up in the middle of a Arizona desert, what would be the chances that a Yehudi would pass by there and make Netilat Yadayim, or pour water by this stone, and make a beracha, causing the stone to hear the beracha that has a neshama in it, and to be metaken? Or somehow they take the stone, right, and they melt it, they make CDs. These days they don't make CDs anymore. In the older days they used to get the sand of the desert to make CDs, and this way it would come to a Gilgul if the CD would have been used for a Divrei Torah. Va'afal pi keshehu beGilgul ben Adam. I remember Gilgul. Chapter is in Gilgul. Is in section of Gilgul. Gimel. Right? Gimel. In this sefer is page Sadihei. So I remember when I was in Vienna, we went to this cemetery, very famous cemetery, that had the burial of a fish. And Rabbi Michael Peskesher told us that there is a fish here that got buried that used to talk, that they caught him, wanted to prepare for Shabbat, and the fish started saying Shema. And they called the rabbi said there is a neshama of a tzaddik here, and this fish needs to be used for Shabbat table. I don't remember all the details. So they used it, and this way the neshama was metaken, and they buried the bones in a burial. Yes, I remember there. Va'afal pi keshehu beGilgul ben Adam. And even if a person comes as a Gilgul in another individual, Eino Zocher Meha Gilgul Agodem, he doesn't remember from the previous life why he's here. Doesn't know. Keshehu Bedomem Someach Chai Zocher Leshito Shehaya Sar Begadol Achrito Haya Navel Benavsho Alav Ta'avel. So if he knows why he is here and he is in a living creature, okay, even though that is difficult, there is some sort of, goal can get there, even though that is could be like a lot of mourning into it, a lot of difficulties, like a mourner, but there is a solution. But what about if it goes back as a Gilgul in a stone? This is written in the books, Holy Sefarim, Vegam be'oznenu shamanu, and we have heard with our own ears, Ma'asim noraim megilgulim shonim, shenitena lahem reshut legallot ozen hachaim bechalom. There are many stories that people came to others' dreams, and they said that we are back to this world as a Gilgul, or go do this and that for us, that we should come back to Olam Haba, or that we are stuck here. This famous story of a bird that was trying to was banging to the window of Dan Remezian's office, something like that, and Don, and he asked Rabbi Natan Elisha what is going on, and Rabbi Natan Elisha was able to tell him that this was the Gilgul of one of his workers, that Don Remezian promised to take care of him, but he forgot to take care of him after he died. So Dan Remezian found out that his widow was in need of much support. I guess she was getting evicted, or she already got evicted, and the Neshamot of this worker came in a bird, coming to the office, banging to the window, giving the message. You could listen to the whole story from him, but in order to remind me, I can send you the link. Right? Yeah, many stories, and we're finishing few more lines here. ובפרט רבנו אריזל נראו לו מראות אלוקים וראה אלפים ורבבות נשמות. Wow. Especially Arizal, he was revealed with this unbelievable mar'e Elokim, that he was able to see through people's neshamot. Thousand neshamot, to see why they came back as Gilgul. Huh?
Water?
No, I'm okay. Shabachu midinchanen lo lahamsi mahargu lanafsham, and he was able to guide them. This is what you need to work on. Kadevarim haele hachayiten et libo veisayer beasmo kailu ba ar rosh veyachish miflat lo ad asher tasik yado geula yihelo. So how much of this a person needs to know, needs to study, that he would learn in order to safeguard himself, to bring himself geula. So basically we end with this. One of the shortcuts of knowing why a person here is in a Gilgul is the hardest things that a person has, the highest challenges that he has, that is exactly why he is here. The most difficult thing that a person has to do, right, that's perhaps what he is here for. Right? That's number one. Number two, Hashem puts in a person the tendency of loving certain mitzvot, like helping one or another Yehudi, or Achnasat Orchim, and that could be another reason why he's back here, to be more involved with that mitzvah. So Hashem puts the cheshek, puts the love in a person. Right? So Be'ezrat Hashem, may Hashem help us that we understand why we are here, to complete our mission, that we should not come back here as a Gilgul again, and by coming Mashiach Zidkenu B'mehera B'yameinu, right, all the Neshamot would get to their purpose. V'nomar Amen.